welcome once again to another segment of Sports Therapy with your host, FH Jr. Man, this is week 7. Week 7. Wow, man, time flies when you're having fun. Want to introduce a little bit of what the show is about. If you're first listening in, the number to call is 940 329 4110, and you can call in live. Sports therapy for the rules. These are the rules for the rules breakers. Sports therapy is sports entertainment only. We do not dispense real real counseling advice, although I am a certified counselor. But this is sports entertainment, fun and yucks. A little bit about the show. Callers will call in live. Each caller will have up to 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick some knowledge, and laugh about all things NFL related. But keep in mind, on Sports Therapy with FH Jr., we don't talk politics. We don't give a fat rat's butt what the Democrats are doing, nor do we care what the Republicans are doing. We don't talk race relations, nor do we talk sexual orientation. This show is about fun for everybody. Everybody's welcome to attend. Man, whew. Also, as you can see, once again, I am your host, and I'm donning the standard uni. You know, I'm always be dressed in Commander/Redskin football gear from head to toe. Always rocking a cool beard. And wow. We are week number 7. Week 7. You know, I usually come on and says, well, this is a wild and woolly week. But you know what? I cannot say this week is wild and woolly anymore in the NFL because I can't put my finger on anything. You know, any team could beat anybody. Any team can beat any other team, like the movie Any Given Sunday. Hell, that's what it comes down to, man. Also, the show is being sponsored by Crown Royal. And that is my drink, Crown Royal. And I always drink Crown Royal responsibly. My Commanders won. And once again, Heineke's are back. Yeah, go to your store and get some Heineke's. Not Heineken, but Heineke's. That is our quarterback. Like my man says, man. Like T.O. said, that's my quarterback. So we're going to have some fun today. We got some guests. Hopefully we'll call in, and you guys know how I do it. I said, man, I hate to do the show all by myself, but I can, but I don't like to. I get my energy from my callers who call in, and they hype me up, keep me good and ready to rock real steady. So about the show, we are week 7, and the question I want to ask: are the Jets for real? Are the Jets Jets for real? Or are the Green Bay Packers and the teams that the Jets have been beating, are they bad? I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on it. There are really no teams, unless you're like 1-5 or something like that I can say, hell, you're out. You know, it all depends on what's happening. Uh, You know, is your team trending up or down? Because everybody's around 500, maybe a little bit below, maybe 1 or 2 games. In some division, there's only one game separating first place from last place, and I guess that's what the NFL wanted. You know, true parity. You know, where every game keeps you glued to your seat. So it's wild and woolly, but that's how we like it. That's how we like it, man. That is how we like it indeed. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, who am I speaking to? This sound like Jay.
this is Jay.
What's up, Jay?
Hmm.
Jay, let me jump in and say this to you, Jay. Jay, your team played earlier this week, and it was
Right.
a knockdown drag out. What do you have to say about your your Saints?
I mean, Andy did his thing. Yeah, he threw some interceptions, but I mean, we just gotta do better. That's all I gotta say.
Now, let me tell you what I've
It's,
noticed that the Saints, the Saints played a good game, but the uh, um, I think the Cardinals needed that game a little bit more than the Saints, even though the Saints needed it. But I think the Cardinals had more to lose because hell, they're about to have rebellion there. Um, Everybody's is really coming down on Kyler Murray, questioning his ability to lead, and they even questioning the Coach Bro, and questioning, it's like, does this system work? Because anytime you get these guys jumping from college to pro, everybody's wondering, hey, you know what, hey man, he's come with that college stuff and pro, man, we won't hear that crap. But um, I tell you, one of the if you watched the game, which I know you did, Andy and the Saints were driving down, and I was like, okay, who that? And then all of a sudden, he threw an interception.
you
Ooh.
should have just ran the ball.
Yes. Yes.
That's it.
It-
It's sometimes you should have threw it. Sometimes you should have just ran it.
well, I tell
The
people,
interceptions and then the Cardinals got lucky a few times with those interceptions and. Yeah.
so now, this is sports therapy now. Now we got to get a little bit therapeutic here. So, um, what are we doing? Are we kicking knowledge? Are we ripping? We ranting? Or are we just we just doing what we do?
It's too fun to be doing all that. I'm still a little, little upset about that. We should have ran. We should have won that game.
Well, there was times when I actually thought, because if you remember how the game started, Saints were in control of the game. But what I'm seeing from the Saints, and I know you and some of the other fans that's watching, I think you started noticing a pattern here where the Saints, they get out in the lead, they come out, you know, playing hard, and then all of a sudden, when the game settles in, they give up the lead because the Saints were leading that game. Remember, the game was Thursday night for those who didn't get a chance to see it or just listening. It's like, okay, what the hell are they talking about? The Saints didn't play today. Now it was last Thursday, and that's part of the Thursday night package on Prime. And for those who I'm really not too happy with the Prime Thursday night, but hell, it's the NFL, it's football.
Yeah.
So Jay, any thoughts of going back to to Jameis?
No, sir. We're gonna keep Andy Dalton. Keep Andy in the game. Keep him in the game. Yes, he threw some interceptions. We good. Keep Andy in the game.
Now, one interception that he threw was that. Now, the first one when he tried to force it. Now, there was one that wasn't his fault because the ball hit the receiver in the head. Now, they hit it. If the ball hit him in dead in the head and ricocheted, and that was the second interception. So I really didn't give that one to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm finna pull up something here, Jay, since I got you here. I want to look at you guys' schedule here. Let me look at. I tell people, man, I don't just I don't just get up and wing this show, man. I got stats and all that good stuff. So now you guys play in Saints in the NFC South. Now, what I was telling my listeners that there's only one game, although you guys are listed at are 2-5, but the first place team are the Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay, I don't know what happened to Tampa Bay today. They lost to a team that's going out of business. They lost to the Carolina Panthers, and they only scored 3 points. So, but there's only one game to separate, um, as far as in the loss column, that separate the Saints from TB Tom. You guys are 2-5, and they're 3-4. So it's like it's not time to jump off the bandwagon yet. Are you ready to jump?
Oh, that's not happening. I'm nowhere in the world. I'm keeping my black and gold.
Can you still do the Sean Payton?
Do the Sean Payton. I'm good to go.
So now, but here's my. I wouldn't call it a dilemma, but I still say from what I saw, there is a I would call it a angry mob, but there is a group. There's a group of Who-Datters that just was so pissed off at Jameis for so-called inability to read defenses, throwing interception at the wrong time, da 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 da. But now all of a sudden, Andy's in there, and I will say this: Andy Dalton moves that team a lot better than Jameis. You can
Yeah, we can
tell.
get down the field and stuff.
Yes, and also, what's his name? Hill. Hill gets more involved
Yeah.
when Andy's there. So I just think that every once in a while you have a bad game. I think that may be his bad game. But even though you got a guy that threw, I don't know, 3 interceptions, but it was still a very, very close, winnable game. So I think we can live with
Yeah,
that.
I get that. Yeah.
But
Keep Andy in the game, though. We good.
you want to keep Andy in there. But I'm
Keep
thinking,
him in there.
but I'm thinking now, Jay. I think y'all biggest problem, and I'm, if I was, and I tell people, man, if I wasn't a Commander, Redskin, football team fan, I would probably swear in. I'd put my hand on something official and swear in and and be a Who-Datter, because I do like the Saints, man. I grew up in Arkansas, and we would watch the Saints all the time, as well as the Cowboys. The Cardinals was in St. Louis at the time, so we would get the regional games. So that's why I have some love for the Saints, but. Um, I'm going somewhere with this because to me, I don't think it's so much the offense as it is the defense. Because when you put up over 30 points and the other team put up 40, that's defense,
We ain't blocking nobody.
That is defense. That was just one play in the fourth quarter where I counted the amount of times that guys missed tackles on this guy's way to scoring a touchdown. There were 6 missed tackles. 6 missed tackles, and that's what's causing the Saints to lose games. It's not so much, Jameis is throwing interceptions at the wrong time. Um, he can be a dumpster fire at times, but I just think the defense is what's failing you guys this year. Now, when is Michael Thomas coming back? What's the deal with him?
I think he had a foot or ankle injury.
hmm But I will tell you this though. Now, although I'm ragging on the defense, but in all fairness, you guys had you guys had like 7 starters out, and I think 5 of them was on the defensive side, and I believe 5 of them were defensive backs. Your cornerback, safeties, free safeties. So that had a lot to do with the reason that you guys gave up as many points as you did. So I'm not I'm not being as pessimistic as as I may sound, if that makes any sense. You got me?
Yeah, I get you.
I got you. So Jay, appreciate you calling, and let me get the who that let me get a who that chant before you go.
Who that said they're gonna beat them Saints?
All right, Jay. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Sports therapy with F.A. Jr.
Hey, what's going on, H Junior?
It is Chris. Chris, you got to be on cloud 9 today. Your Cowboys won.
Well, I'm happy, yes, but they won a game that they should have won today. And it wasn't pretty, but it's a victory.
It wasn't.
it helped Dak kind of get his feet under him again. But hey, you know what? I'll take it.
Yep. A wise man once said, "A win is a win, and when is a win not a win? When is a tie or a loss? A win is a win, baby." Now,
Yeah,
hey,
they looked pretty good with Dak back, so it was nice.
did you see any rust? Was there any rust?
Oh, it, early. You know, he needed to get his game legs back underneath him. But nothing that I would have worried about. Couple passes that could have gotten away from him and didn't, but it wasn't too bad. I think he came back pretty strong and showed why he's a starting quarterback.
Now, Chris, what about the peanut gallery, the peanut gallery out there that says, "Hey, look, if Cooper Rush had been here, Dak, da 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 da," because Dak was struggling. Not just Dak, the Cowboys were struggling in that first half. I believe you guys were down at halftime. Was it 6-3?
Yeah. Third quarters when Dallas got their feet up underneath them. And a lot of that is why I understand you want Dak to throw the ball. You want to, see how his arm's doing. You want to get him used to it. But why aren't you running more against a team that, averages about 160 yards, just allowing it on the run? And we finished with, 135, I guess, on the ground? Like, Dallas seems pretty, I don't know, immovable in their game plan. They just run the same thing over and over again instead of adjusting to who they're playing sometimes.
And I know sometimes, man, I sound like old man, get off my lawn, but man, some of the analytics just drive me bonkers, man. Like when I look at the Cowboys, even though I don't hide it, everybody knows I'm a Commander fan and all that. But when I look at the Cowboys, and I do look at the Cowboys objectively, and I always tell people, what scares me is when the Cowboys play blue collar football, which is we're gonna run this ball down your throat until you stop us, and we'll still do it again. Sometimes I wonder, am I the only one thinking this way? I know we got to change. It's not 5 yards in a cloud of dust anymore like it used to be. But come on, brother.
There's a reason why it worked then, and it'll still work now. You want to push those defenses to adjust their game plan.
Yes.
You want to control the game, no matter if you're home or away. And if you control a game by running, you run that football.
Old school, baby. Now, I don't really have...
That's the way I look at it.
And see, I don't really have a problem when, 3rd and 3, that's a throw or a run option, all depending on the play call. But I have a real problem when we're 3rd and 1 and we're going to throw the freaking ball. You tell me, we got running backs that we pay. We got offensive linemen that we pay. Hell, we got quarterbacks that now are over 220 pounds, or some of them on the 240 end. You got these guys. Hell, man, you gonna tell me you can't get a yard when we know you're going to run the ball? I don't give a crap if you walk that safety down in the box. If it's 3rd and 1, you got guys who get paid to go get a freaking 1 yard, man. Why? It drives me crazy when teams do that. I know I'm an old man, get off my lawn and all that, but Chris, I'm telling you, brother.
No, I mean, I agree with you. These guys, not given, they are the ones that put their bodies on the line for these paychecks, but you are in the professionals because you can do things like that. And I think you need to go out there week in and week out and show your owners, your GMs, whoever, that you deserve the money they're paying you. So if it's 3rd and 1, I want to run it down their throat. I want them to think twice about backing the box against me.
And sometimes it's not even a full yard, man. Sometimes it's like one freaking foot. And these guys will opt out. And some of the plays that they call, the quarterback, because nobody's under the center anymore. So by the time you hike the ball back to the quarterback and he's gonna hand it to a tailback or throw it, hey, he's already 3 or 4, maybe 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I'm like, what the hell are we doing now? Maybe I don't understand football anymore. Maybe I need to choose another sport.
Well, I mean, I'm right there with you, but I grew up with the fullback. You had that
Yes.
extra blocker in the backfield for those situations, and you know what? That was smash mouth football. That's the way football I think should always be played. But I mean, we're valuing different positions like the receiver and quarterback higher than we are those running backs, except for Zeke apparently, who sets a record for being paid when he got his new contract. But I mean, I still think Jerry kind of likes to lean that way sometimes, but you can kind of see maybe he's given up a little bit to our play callers so they can, I don't know, bring the Cowboys into the 21st century. But it's still, we've got to be able to adjust our game plan on the fly. I think we could have beat Philly last week had we been able to adjust our game plan on the fly.
I want to bring you to two specific plays in today's game. Um, One in particular were the Lions, and I tell people these are not your father's Lions. So they got some offense. Now that defense has more holes than Swiss cheese, but they was mounting this drive, Chris, and these guys got down to the Dallas. They were inside the 2 yard line, and the dude freaking fumbled the ball.
Nope, you ain't getting on the team plane going home. You can't fumble in that situation.
Yes.
You can't do it. You're walking back to Detroit, buddy. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm going to the other side and I'm hanging out with the other team because I'm a freaking Benedict Arnold, man, after that, dude. I'm like, seriously? Because when you're trying to beat the team that's favored to beat you by, I don't know, 3 touchdowns, you can't help them beat you. You got to play flawless, and you hoping that they make mistakes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they coughed it up, 5 different times?
Yes.
Well, let's go 4. One of those was, I think the refs were kind of friendly to Dallas today. I'll say it. I think Diggs got away with one today. However, you still coughed it up 4 other times. So you've got to, you're right there, 2 yards out. You do everything you can to hold that ball. I mean, your head better leave your body before you drop my football.
Yes, man, they better come and cart your butt off that field. He fumbled, but he got knocked out. That's the only thing I can accept. You know what I'm saying?
You got knocked out and you kept that football.
Yes, even when your muscles seized up, you better have that damn football. Let me hit my cussing bell. But I'm like, how do you go back to and like I say, Chris, and I know this is a different era. Everybody's more in touch with, coaches can't chew you out anymore. They really can't, because even when you do make a hell of a mistake, someone still, I think the goal now is to always keep you positive. It's, oh, don't worry about it, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hell no, it isn't. No. You fumbled on the freaking 1 foot line.
I remember the days when if you did something that boneheaded, when you were running back to your sideline, you were looking where coach was, and you're going to the complete opposite side of where he's at because you know what's coming. But you know what? You never forgot after that. Like, you remembered. But now it's like, short memory, forget about it, let's go out there and do it. No, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Don't drop my football.
You got one job, bro. Run the football, hold on to the football. But I see where, back in the days when you screwed up like that, what you would do, you would go and stand by your position coach, hoping that the head coach is too busy coaching the game and making adjustments that he can't just come down there and like chew you out. But now it's like, okay, everybody pat you on the back and say, oh, don't worry about it, man. Come on.
I mean, you get to a point where it's just like, you got to stop making excuses for it. And everybody does it. I get it. But, why does everybody do it? Because we're making excuses for it.
Yes.
You're making 6 figures. You better hold that ball. That's your job. Sunday afternoon, you hold my football.
But you got to be in a different mindset when you are inside the freaking 5 yard line because it's an unwritten rule. When you get inside the five, you don't hold, you don't jump off sides, and you don't fumble the football. No one has to tell you that. Those are things you know. Hey guys, we are inside the five. We don't jump off sides. We don't hold anybody. We just don't make stupid bonehead plays. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I I don't know. Do I think they're going to bounce back from this? Yeah, this was still a game that they were slated to lose. Could they have won? You know, if they don't fumble it there, the momentum's already switching back to you. Maybe this game could have turned out different. Maybe not. I don't know. But we can sit here and do the what ifs all day. At the end of the day, you hold that football.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you remember I said I wanted to bring up two incidents. One, I don't know if it was your tight end. He got the ball and he was in the Lions territory and the guy hit him low. He did a flip and fumbled the ball and the Lions recovered. Do you remember that specific play?
I do. I do.
Man, I thought
It's
he was.
actually kind of fun to watch him flip.
Oh man, I thought he was hurt. Man, I thought he fell on his back, but for a minute there, man, I thought he was falling on his head. Man, I was like, God, I hope brother ain't you know, because you know what? Like I tell people, man, even though I may jab the Cowboys a little bit, but at the end of the day, man, I don't hate any of the players, man, because I know hell, a lot of those guys got families and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But when I saw that play, it's almost like because I used to referee, and when you ref in your mind, you can slow the game down just by watching because you got to be able to make specific calls. So I'm watching that, I'm like, man, I hope he doesn't come down on his neck.
He did look. Part of the reason I think he let go of the ball is because his body did go very limp. He knew the situation he was in, and I mean, I don't know if the team has ever talked about it or if he ever practiced it growing up, but I mean, he did kind of the right thing by just kind of going limp and going with the momentum, and he was able to land on his back. But I mean, it's scary anytime something goes down. Zeke had one early in the game too, where his knee, kind of straightened down. And regardless of who you're going for, like you said, you don't ever want to see these guys get hurt. I mean, we're fans, we don't go out there and play it, but even these guys who play against each other every Sunday, I mean, they're friends. They hang out on the off
Right,
season and stuff like that. They don't want to hurt each other,
right.
and it's enough to mess you mentally,
Yeah, oh yeah, I agree. I agree. So Chris, let me ask you this: the way the season is going now, only team I can just put my finger on and say, you know what, that team is pretty much the best team in the league. I would say that's the Buffalo Bills. Everybody else can be beat, man. I'm saying they're just not a lot of just like hell. Did you watch the Tampa Bay got beat by the Panthers? Hell, the Panthers are having a going out of business sale, and they beat they're going out of business. They sent McCaffrey. He went to what the 49ers, I believe. They
San
cashed
Francisco, yeah.
yes, but yet they held TB Tom Brady to 3 points. How the hell did that happen?
Any given Sunday.
And truth be told,
I,
man,
you know,
in some cases, man, there's only one loss between first and second and last place in some of these conferences, man, some of the divisions.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the East. Look at where we're sitting right now. Even your Commanders are starting to roll back. I don't know what 2-game winning streak right now.
Hey, man,
There's, you've
I'm
got.
I'm holding all that in.
I mean, you got Philly sitting at the top. You got New York next, us, and I mean, the football's starting to look kind of like it did with the schedule or with the win loss record. But I agree wholeheartedly. I think Buffalo is going to show out no matter who they're playing. And I think you may as well just kind of sit back and say, hey, AFC, thanks for playing today, but this is a Buffalo show right now.
Yes.
NFC, I mean, anybody can still come out of it, but I have to agree. I think Buffalo looks to be that team this year.
Yes. I mean, they look to be, like you said, that team. Now, when it comes to the the team with the Cowboys, Redskins, Commanders, Vikings, I'm not really sold that, I'm not even sold that the Eagles are, and hell, look at the Giants. The Giants won again.
Yep.
It's like, back in the days, let's be honest, man. And when I say back in the days, I'm not talking 10, 15 years ago. I'm like 2 years ago, we kind of knew, okay, hell, that's a win. That's a loss. We play this team. We're going to beat them. But we can't say that this year.
No, it comes down to who's on the active roster nowadays. So many teams build their team around 1-2 players that if those crucial members go down,
yeah.
Look at Dallas as a prime example. We could have been that team that we're 5-2 now, and we had our backup quarterback in for 4 or 5 of those games. So many teams do build it that way that it's impossible really now to say, well, if they finish that game with everybody, they're going to win. You can't do that anymore. You can't. It calls, injuries, it doesn't matter. Like, you get disqualified for the next game. There's so many different factors into it now that you just can't say anymore.
And you had quality backups when you did lose a starter. Mm-hmm. You still had some quality backups that could keep the machine rolling. I'm trying to think of you guys may have lost one of you guys today. He got an interception. I don't know, did he? That I saw what I happened to see, man. It looked like it was a possible high ankle sprain. I'm trying to think of who was the DB. Toward the end, he got an interception, and part of when he made that interception, man, he injured himself. So I'm like, okay, and that's what I tell people, man. When you get to week 8, which is where we are now, we're getting close to. That's when you kind of realize, okay, what's going to happen because the Cowboys got a hellified defense, but man, when these guys roll out, they are still sore from the previous week, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, man, you like, whoo, it's like, whoo.
No, I'm with you. Like, our defense right now has carried us to the point where we're at right now. And if our offense can't start producing and putting these games out of reach, this game today should have been out of reach way sooner than it really was. And if our offense doesn't start doing that, we're going to get to the end of the year and the team's just kind of crumble because the offense is riding off of the defensive production or, their stands. It's got to be flipped. Our defense needs some time to rest. Our offense needs to be out there taking those 10-minute drives down the field, just wearing their defense down and giving our guys a chance to catch their breath. Right now, it's not really balancing out that way.
Yeah, because I just think as the season goes on, I think it's much easier to play offense than it is to play defense, man. Because at the end, yeah, you got, guys run the ball and they're going to, deliver a blow. But it's not like when you're on defense, you're running and smashing pretty much on every play. And over a 17 game season, man, that starts to take a toll, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, your pass rush isn't getting there like it used to. And that's why I tell people, man, the season don't get started until you get to be like game 8, man. Yeah. But now,
everybody's pretty much set in where they're going to be that year.
Oh yeah. So now let me ask you this question here, because you're in the Cowboy family. If for some strange reason, if you guys had lost today, would all hell have broken loose as far as quarterback and quarterback controversy?
Okay, so let me flip this. Did we lose today and Dak still come back out and put 207 yards up and go 19 of 25? If he did that, no, I don't think it's a big deal. Dak came out, he put up good numbers. We give him another week. Now, if he didn't come out and put up those numbers, and we lost, then I think maybe you start talking about how, well, Cooper's still sitting over there. We had some momentum with him. Maybe we go back to that. But if that came back and had that production he had today, I think he still would have been okay, honestly.
Yeah, okay. Because I know there's this peanut gallery. Now, I will say this: when the way Cooper played last week, that kind of quieted the crowd for a minute. They wasn't calling for, oh, he needs to be full time, because anytime you're a backup, you have limitations. It's a reason you're not a starting quarterback, because let's be honest, the NFL have professional people who, and their job is to evaluate talent. And if Cooper Rush was a starting level talent quarterback, he would be on somebody's team. Let's just, because those guys know, even when you're in college, whether you get drafted or not, okay, he's going to be a backup. He's going to be a quality backup.
Absolutely.
And they know, because it has to do with a couple of things. One, arm strength. Two, can the guy read defenses? Three, can he stare down the barrel? When these guys are coming to kill him, can he hang in there and make those throws? And can he throw through windows? Can he make plays? And that's that. And that's the mark of an NFL quarterback, believe it or not.
No, absolutely. That's 100% accurate. Last week, though, I mean, I think you got to kind of look at everybody on that. Everybody was exposed last week. Micah Parsons was exposed. Philly just. I mean, they had an answer for everybody last week. And third quarter, again, Cowboys quarter, the Eagles started to fall off. But, I mean, still, you can't put it all on Cooper's shoulders. And I know in the NFL, win or lose, it's going to be the quarterback's fault.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last week, everybody got exposed.
Yeah. But see, now, when you say the Eagles are the hunted now, we're all hunting the Eagles. We're all sitting around trying to figure out, okay, how do we attack these guys? Where are their weaknesses? Because they got to have one. Because before, everybody wasn't too convinced that it was like, okay, these guys are undefeated, but who the hell have they played? Da 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 da. But now, when you are the hunted, that means every team gets up to play you, except for the Cowboys. And believe it or not, even though I rag on you guys from time to time, every team gets up to play the Cowboys. And if you don't know that by now, then I question your fandom. Because every team gets up to play the Cowboys, huh?
It'll be talked about. It's going to be talked about. You're guaranteed to be in the media somewhere.
Yes. Every team gets up to play the Cowboys. And for some teams, the Cowboys are their Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are on the Cowboys team, there's a certain expectations, whether it's deserved or not, from the fans, that some teams may not have such high expectations for their players. It's like, as I was saying, man, once you put that star on your helmet, hey, a lot of pressure comes with it. And a lot of guys can't handle the pressure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can see the ones that can. And I mean, we've tried to do it, the way everybody else does it. We bring in people that are vets from other teams, and they still don't quite measure up, when it comes to the fan base or even in Jerry Jones's mind. But, it's the NFL. I think everybody really deserves a chance. But, you talking about how everybody's hunting the Eagles right now. This is that time where you start to see those players that people are starting to pay that big money for, that we have the high expectations for on the Cowboys, like we do, to step up and go, hey, we got to exploit their weaknesses so we can knock them off their pedestal. And everybody's hunting them right now, like you were saying. So that's everybody's game plan. That's everybody's big Super Bowl at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like, and I rag on you guys. I rag on you guys. But at the end of the day, I admit, man, we get up for when we get ready to play the Cowboys. Now, in our division, though, man, it's just mutual hate for we all hate each other. We all get up to play each other, because the Giants get up to play the Eagles. We get up to play the Eagles. We get up to play the Giants. We get up to play the Cowboys. Cowboys get up to. I mean, it's our division, man. It is what it is, brother. It comes with the territory.
Anytime you see that same team twice in a season, I mean, you're bound to see some some extra hits. You're about to see some of that fire and that passion. I mean, it's bound to happen. That's why they call them rivalries, and that's what makes it interesting.
Now, your boy Zeke scored 2 touchdowns today. Are you happy with that? Or do you want more?
I don't. I do want more, and I think Zeke can give more. I don't think that the play call is there for him right now. I like what they're doing with the whole Hay and Pollard back and forth. It's really starting to open up some holes in the defense for us. But I like what I'm seeing out of him. He does look young and full of energy, kind of going back to that Ohio State time, like he said he was going to be coming into the season. And I think it's helping because, you got Tony Pollard on the flip side who's, when he comes in so Zeke can rest, he still has that positive production and stuff. So it's really nice to see that go back and forth. But I've always been a smash mouth football guy, so a run game, I love that stuff.
I got you. And I'll be honest with you, when Pollard comes into the game now, defenses notice him. Before, they're like, okay, we'll get up to stop Zeke. Now, when people play the Cowboys, you have to take into consideration Pollard too, because he does have the breakaway speed. Now, can he block? Hell no. He'll get your quarterback killed. But he'll get your quarterback killed, man. He blocking is just not in his contract. But I think in the past, Pollard, I think he pretty much I think he pretty much made it off of the fact that everybody was geared towards Zeke, and nobody really accepted this guy was good. You know what I mean? It's like, well, he's just a flash in the pan. And okay, now, that's the guy we gotta notice this guy now. Okay, let's notice him when he comes on the field.
Because I think you kind of got to go back to last season and thank Zeke for that, because when Zeke wasn't producing and everybody was calling for, Zeke's head and all that other stuff,
yeah,
Tony Pollard would come in and he would do that production. So now to see them balance those two out, you're right. People are standing up and taking notice of him, and it's nice to have that situation in the backfield.
Yeah. But now you guys got, I won't say a cupcake game next week. You guys had the Bears. And I don't know if y'all playing there in Soldier Field, or is it still Soldier Field? Or do they have a new field? Anyway, I don't know if you guys are playing at home, but I know you guys are playing the Bears next week. And now that should be. Now, are we gonna pencil that in as a win? Are we just go ahead and say it?
I'm going to go out and say that this should be another win for the Cowboys. But I think it's going to be another kind of sloppy win, and we're going to kind of figure it out as we go. But I think you can go ahead and pencil it in as another win.
Now, I'll tell you what I was impressed by today, and I didn't get a chance to bring it up. Your boy, your number one receiver, he made some tough catches that a number one receiver makes. I don't know if he can do it consistently, but he made a couple of tough catches today, and I was like, okay. But I still don't think he's big enough where he can take, I don't think CD can take just the pounding that goes with being a number one, because, you get some of those guys that go up and play what's called a press man, which is that they're going to lay hands on you. They're going to lay some hands on you. And as we get to the playoffs, they got tendencies to kind of let defense do a little bit more and get away with a little bit more. And you got to be strong to be able to fight that off. And I just don't think CD can do that right now.
Well, not only that, I want to see him go across the middle a little more and be more confident with those catches, because you go back a couple years to when we had Dez, and Dez was, he'd go across the middle no problem.
Yeah, when Dez was strong as hell.
Yeah, I think that's the type of caliber we need out of CeeDee Lamb. I think we need him to go across the middle and be okay to get hit, or just get hit and stand up and get in the defender's face like, yeah, you didn't do nothing.
Hey, that's
back a little bit.
Hey, that's easy. That's easy for you and I to say go across and get hit. We the one going across and getting hit, man. You
You're
know,
right. You're right.
it's easier for us to be armchair quarterback. Hey man, go across that middle and get hit, man. Mm-mm. Well, hey Chris, it has been real, my brother. You know I appreciate it when you call, man. You got some good insight, man, and I know you love your Cowboys, man. So hey, man, thanks for calling, and hey, I appreciate it. Okay.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Bye.
Bye bye.
Sports therapy with F.A. Jr.
Hey, it's your boy back.
It's my homeboy
Your
Glenn.
boy is back.
My,
Your boy is back.
my homeboy Glenn. Hey, homeboy Glenn.
That's right. I'm back. You know, I'm back, baby.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Are you watching your Steelers at this minute while you talking? Because if you are,
Man, yeah.
huh?
Go ahead. Finish your question because I got something I want to tell you.
I was gonna tell you if you are, man, I want to give you. I'm gonna let you do some live play-by-play of the game.
For what?
Are you watching it or are you not watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching them.
Give us a little.
Why you want to? Hey, look here. I got a bone to pick with you, my friend.
Okay, go for it.
Why you got me on there knowing we ain't worth a damn?
Hey, you know I'm about to use my cousin.
No, you know that, man. You set me up, man.
Oh.
Man, I thought we were better than this, man.
Woo.
Why you didn't do this 2 years ago when we started off 11-1 or 12-2?
Oh, hey man.
You got to wait till we ain't got a quarterback. We ain't got an offensive line. We ain't got a linebacker. We ain't got nothing.
Hey y'all.
DJ White got hurt our season over with.
I hear you. I hear you. So
did you say anything with this show about the call in?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you in the middle of your rant.
Okay, but look at this one more question I want to ask. Do you have your custom mail?
There you go, brother.
Damn, man.
So
hey, look, what makes it so worse than what it is, them damn no good Cowboys is what? Beat Polar Detroit today. And you know we ain't worth a damn, but you gonna call me and then ask me to analyze the game and we down 10-0. What to talk about?
Hey, what
the hell to talk about, man? Man, you know, man, look here, man, when I see you, man, I gotta wait, man, we gonna have a misunderstanding, dog. I don't mean any harm.
Hey man,
you set me up, man.
So man, is your rookie doing any better?
Who?
Your rookie.
What rookie?
Your quarterback.
Man, come on, man. You quit cracking jokes on me, man. Man, you know we ain't worth a damn, man. We need to go and try to tank so we can go and get Stroud or the boy from Alabama.
Now you out on KJ?
Man, KJ, I'm faded on KJ, man. So, first of all, KJ taking too many risks, man. He ain't gonna make it in the league. He's trying to be a Cam Newton, man.
Now I agree with you wholeheartedly on that because that's one of the things that I was like, okay, they got to coach that out of him on the next level, you know, because
he want to be Cam Newton. Somebody told him he was Cam Newton. Hey, man, he ain't gonna last, man. That's a new league, man.
You
these guys bigger, faster, and stronger, man.
Yeah, you can't take that kind of NFL hits, you know, not NFL. No, you can't.
Mm-mm. No, you can't just keep getting hit like that, man. But getting back to my Steelers, I haven't gave up on them, even though we ain't worth a damn. I still ain't gave up on them, man. Because as far as they still about a game and a half out of first place.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I was talking to my last call, Chris, who's now one Cowboy fan, and I was telling Chris, I said, Chris, I heard it. I said this is the first time I've ever seen it to where you had one game, one loss, maybe separating teams from first place to last place. And let me ask you this question, Glenn. What the hell is them Jets eating, man? The Jets are beating people.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. I was telling a guy at my job last week, man. The Jets is one of the most dangerous teams in football right now. They go for NFC or AFC. Man, them guys, they hungry, and they young, and they talented. Man, they really, folks, the Jets been the laughing stock of the league for a long time. But guess what? They done created a monster over there, man. They going to be there for a while.
Can you believe that
if they don't get hurt, they're going to be around, man.
Can you believe that they undefeated on the road? they come to your house and beat you, man.
Hey, I watched them today play. I watched them against Denver today, and man, they're young, and it's like feeding a monster, man. They can only get better, man.
Yeah.
If they don't get hurt, they're gonna be dangerous in their playoffs, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're gonna get somebody. I thought it was gonna be Jacksonville, but I was wrong. It's the Jets.
Now, are you coming around on your Chargers? Because I'll tell you what, brother.
Ain't one for damn, man. Damn the Chargers, man. Man, I was wrong about them too, man. I'm just depressed right now with my Pittsburgh got me so depressed. But tell you, hey, this is a show about rant and raving about your team.
You can rant and rave about your team, somebody else's team, whatever.
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something, homie. I wore my Pittsburgh Steelers jersey to work Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. You know why?
Why?
Because it was cold as hell down here, man. That's the only reason. Other than that, I ain't wearing shit they got. I'll tell them something, go get them a quarterback, man. That's the only reason I wore it, man. And guess what I had my pocket was full of when I got off of work?
What you had,
Phone.
Hey, Glenn, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this on a serious note. How the hell is how the hell is the team having a going out of business sale like the Panthers turn around and beat the Buccaneers? The Panthers going out of business. They selling their players off.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something about that. I was looking at. See, I got that NFL package, and I be, you know me, I be watching all the. The Panthers is not as bad as people think they are. They is not too far away, man.
Yeah, but they in a rebuild though.
49ers, but the 49ers don't. I mean, not the 49ers. I'm sorry, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They don't have nothing but a defense now.
Yeah,
their offense is. I don't know what happened.
I agree.
When what his name, Antonio Brown pulled his shirt off last year. And throw that motherfucker in the stand. I mean, excuse me, sorry I said that. But excuse me, man, I'm sorry. When he throw his jersey in the stand, he throw theirs too. So they threw, man. Tom Brady, man, you can't play no football. I don't give a damn how good you is. You can't play no football 80 years old.
Nah, you can't.
You might well compare Tom Brady. I know we don't talk politics. I'm sorry. But damn, Joe Biden. Picture Joe Biden quarterbacking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, but I think sooner or later, like I tell people, man.
I'm sorry about saying that.
But you know, I tell people sooner or later, Father Time catches up with everybody. And I think it done caught up with Tom Brady. But at some point, if you relying on a 40, 100-year-old, million-year-old quarterback every week to carry you, it's something wrong with your organization.
We're a prime example. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hell, Ben Roethlisberger was quarterbacking when I first got out of high school.
He been there a while.
Damn right, man. Why you gonna sit there? Man, they had a chance. Hey, man, they had a chance to get Jalen Hurts a couple years ago when he come. They had that pick. They could have picked Jalen Hurts. I forgot what round. It was in the second round, but Pittsburgh right there had that pick. And I can't think of who they picked. But, man, I'm telling you, they should have got that dude, man. Because I always been high on him, man.
I tell you what, boy,
I always have been high on that guy.
He is a field general. He's a field general.
He's a field general. He's a leader, man.
He may not have the strongest arm, but I tell you what, boy, he was making if you watched that Cowboy game last week, boy, he was making no boy look bad, boy. He's like, okay, here you go, boo.
Yeah, he's a winner.
It's like, man,
he's a winner. And as bad as I didn't open up the show gonna tell you this, but you know how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I don't know how you feel about the Dallas Cowboys. How you feel about the Cowboys?
My hate got caught up with my weight.
Oh, dang, boy.
I hate them so bad. If they were playing Satan, that's a strong word to say. Boy, I had to get on my knees because I think I might have to pull for Satan for a while.
Hey, man, I was watching the Cowboy game.
I got to say this about him. That damn Michael Parsons, I'm going to give credit where credit due, man, because you got to be honest in it, you know.
True.
Michael Parsons is best defense player in football, in pro football right now.
Yeah. If they don't wear him out. If they don't wear him out.
I understand what you're saying. You're right. But when you saying wear him out, what you mean about that? Like put him in a position where he going. I mean, what you mean about that?
Well, it's my thing of it is with Parson. It's a long season, and what I tell people, when you hit week 8, that's when people don't realize when them guys play on Sunday, man, their bodies don't really start to feel better, man, until like Thursday, sometime Friday, and then you got to turn around and do it again. So, but when after you've been playing 8 or 9 games, and all of a sudden, man, you start to. All of a sudden, man, you're not making them play like you used to because your body started to be sore and wear down, and you're susceptible to injuries. And that's my whole thing is that with Michael Parsons, at some point, they want to play him at middle linebacker. They want to line him up at defensive end. They want to move him over here, move him over there. Sooner or later, man, they're gonna shorten his career. Now you may get 2 good 3 years out of him, but all of a sudden, it reminds me of Who's the coach that you Baum Phillips? You remember Baum Phillips ran Earl Campbell into the ground? Huh?
Ran him to the ground.
Ran him into the ground, and
how old Earl Campbell now? About 89.
I know Earl might be. He ain't that old. Earl Campbell, he about the same age as Sidney Moncrief. Remember Moncrief played because they were about that same age when Moncrief was playing basketball for the Razorbacks and Campbell was playing football for Texas about the same time. I think it might have been like 76, 77, somewhere along those lines. So he's probably about 64-ish.
Hey, my friend, I want to say something right quick because I know you ain't got too much time on the show and everything.
All right.
But I know I'm gonna take them back in the history a little bit. You remember back in the day when Texas Longhorns had them Jones?
Yeah. Johnny Lamb, Lamb Jam, yeah.
Lamb Jam and Ham. See, when people go to holler about who's the best college players and blah. People forget about people like them, man.
Well, it's because a lot of that era, that's just us. See, and a lot of time when people go trying to think about who's the greatest of all time, they just think about guys who just played 5-10 years ago, man. They don't have a reference for some of the old guys, man. That's why I don't get into a conversation when somebody say, "Well, this person is the greatest of all time." I said, "People had no such thing. It's the greatest in your era."
No.
Because things were different.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. But like I said, man,
that's the way I look at it because. No, go ahead, because I appreciate you for saying this. Because you're right. Because I tell people, to me, I watched all the good running backs. I watched them all: Peyton, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, and all the Dixons. Man, people don't forget if Bo Jackson had not got hurt, ain't no telling, and stuck with one sport. Ain't no telling how good that boy might have been.
Oh yeah. So that's why when I think about Michael Parsons, my whole thing is that I just know sometimes because see guys like that, they don't know how to gear it down themselves. You got to protect those guys from themselves. Cause hell, Michael Parsons would play. He would probably play one game and get him play another one right after that. If you don't say, okay, look, nah, you got to shut it down. So my whole fear about that is that they're gonna do him just like Von Phillips did Earl Campbell. They're gonna, and just like the same way we did Robert Griffin III. We yeah, we got 2 or 3 good years out of him. He was done.
Hey, but hey, I ain't trying to cut you off, but your boy got down on Green Bay today, didn't he, man?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, and yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna clap.
They coming along. They Washington danger too.
You know what?
People don't really know they got a good defense.
You know what we finally did though? We benched Carson Wentz.
Y'all didn't bench Carson Wentz.
Well,
bench.
Right. If it wasn't for that, he'd still be in there.
Before, I know you ain't gonna be long on this show. I don't mean to cut you off. And I ain't trying to.
Yeah.
Man, I don't appreciate how you did me tonight, man. So I'm just letting you know right now, man. I don't want you to act like everything over with right now. You watching the damn game? You down 13-0.
I just want to. I want you to narrate, man. just say.
And you watching the game, man?
Ooh, man, and you know what?
I wish they had a black this motherfucker out. Oh, excuse me for cussing. You got the cussing bell. But you know they should have blacked this game out tonight. Man. You trying to be funny. Man, you set me up, man. I can't wait till I see you, King. I got something for you, partner.
Nah, they did, man. But you know what, man? I think the Steelers, because if we had lost today, then I was like, you know what? Put the rookie in. Let's just let it go where it's gonna go, and let's get a high draft pick. Let's see if the rookie can play, we'll keep him. If not, let's just get a high draft pick. And like you said, man, sometimes you gotta know when to tank. And so I think the Steelers need to just ride with the rookie and look at trying to get a high draft pick because there's some good young quarterbacks coming up, brother. You know what I'm saying?
And you know who they looking at in the mock draft?
Who?
Some offensive lineman out of Ohio State, man.
Well, now sometimes that could be a dodgeball, man. They'll tell somebody, "Hey, man, we're looking at this offensive lineman," when really we're looking at this quarterback over here. Cause see, you don't want you know.
We don't dodge, man. We don't dodge.
Y'all don't play dodgeball.
We don't dodge, man. Man, that ain't dodging. When they say they gonna get somebody, did they tell you we gonna get Najee Harris?
Yeah.
Did Mel Kiper and what his name? Did they all tell you we gonna get Najee Harris?
Yes.
But so that tell you right there.
But you know what though, man? I just know that you guys need a quarterback. But I do know when you get a good quarterback. But if you rebuilding, you usually gonna get a good quarterback and then draft some good offensive linemen around about the same time or make a few deals so you can kind of get you some veteran offensive linemen to go with your rookie because you don't want your rookie to get killed in the first. That way, if that first year is that rough, then you're not gonna get too good a quality of a product out of him. But at the end of the day, brother, it is what it is.
Money though, man.
Huh?
You got to spend money.
Oh yeah. Because there's no sense in going out and getting there's no sense in going out and getting a good quarterback if you ain't nobody go block for him. Shoot, he gonna end up getting gun shy and crazy and all that. But hey, Glenn, it's been real, my man. I'm finna fire this good music up, and I want to thank. All right, hey, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, everything. Hope everything work out for you, but you still set me up tonight.
All right. That's my boy. All right, once again, this has been Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. I'd like to thank my special guest, my homeboy Glenn, calling from the great state. Want to thank my man. I'd like to thank my main man that's calling, big time Cowboy fan. I'd like to thank all my partners, everybody from calling in. And this has been another episode of Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Like I always tell people on the yard, man, stay golden, baby. All right, and we'll see you next week.